Could you believe it's time for April favorites? Hey guys, welcome back to Sheri Approved. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, welcome. And if you're already a part of the Sheri Approved family, thank you so much for clicking on today's videos. So I'm really trying to keep up with my favorites videos every month. And as usual, I have way more favorites than I'm going to be able to cover in this video. So let's just get right into it. The first thing I want to mention today is with regards to the Revlon ColorStay Blot Powder that I mentioned in one of my favorites videos a couple months ago. Several of you purchased it online because you just couldn't wait. But if you are located in Trinidad and Tobago, it's now in stores, so you could walk in now to your local beauty store and pick this one up. And guys, my powder is going down. I continue to use this so much, and I just wanted to mention a couple ways that I use it just so that you have some ideas. And again, this is really for people who want to be able to control oil, blur pores, extend the wear of your makeup, and so on. Now I use this on a daily basis, especially to help just take down that extra glow on my sunscreen. I am a sunscreen wearer, a sunscreen junkie, so I am going to get past the extra glow and I'm going to use this to just take that down. But some other ways that I actually use this within my makeup routine is that if you want to bulletproof your makeup, especially if you have oily skin or perhaps you have foundations that probably have a little bit more glow and you want to make sure that glow doesn't compete with the oils that will naturally come through on your face, what I will do is after I actually apply my primer, I will take a fluffy brush like this, just swirl it in the powder and gently pass it over those areas. I will continue with my foundation, do the rest of my makeup, and just before I actually applied my colored satin powder, I will take some of this again and just pass it over the T-zone and then put on my powder. And when I tell you, it has been making such a difference. And as I told you guys, this powder is not only helping me to wear my glowy sunscreens, but all my glowy foundations as well. But along with all the primers that I've been using, this has also been helping me make good use of my glowy foundation. Next is a sunscreen, and I know my video last week was a sunscreen review, and if you definitely want to get all the details about this sunscreen, I highly recommend that you check that out. But I definitely wanted to record it in my April favorites, and it should have been probably my January favorites because I have been using this like crazy over the last couple of months. This is the Mixsoon Centella sun cream. This is what I was hoping the Ionic Centella sunscreen would have been like for me. I absolutely love this, and why I'm mentioning this and why I love this so much on my oily skin is because although it does leave a natural glow finish on the skin like many sunscreens I do like, what I love about this is that that glow does not emphasize my texture and my pores, which I find to be an issue when it comes to glowy sunscreens. This one melts in the skin so easy. I actually do love the smell of the essential oils in there, so I will just mention again that if you have an issue with essential oils or alcohol in your sunscreens, then this one will not be for you. But there are lots of hydrating ingredients in this sunscreen as well that really balances that. The alcohol really just helps that lightness and how quickly it sets into the skin. But this is definitely a holy grail sunscreen for me this year. Next, I want to talk about this supplement. This is the GreensBest Ashwagandha, and I can't tell you guys how many bottles of this I have gone through over the years. So this is a supplement that I kind of use off and on kind of thing. And what tends to happen is that I will go through a bottle of this, I'll finish it up, and I will probably not be taking it until an extremely stressful period comes around in my life and I'm like, why did I stop taking my ashwagandha? So in case you have not heard about ashwagandha, it is one of those supplements that has been really talked about over the last few years. It is a very popular adaptogen. Adaptogens are natural substances that help your body adapt to or manage stress, and we are all facing stress on a daily basis, different types of stress, and that affects us in more ways than one. And if you did take a look at my skincare challenge for 2023, how are you guys doing with that, by the way? One of the things we were talking about is with regards to managing stress, and I know that's a big thing for me. So of course, again, your girl started another bottle, and when I tell you every single time I start taking this, I am like, oh my goodness, where have you been? I needed you in my life. And there are so many benefits of ashwagandha. You could definitely Google it. You will find it everywhere. And we're talking about a herbal ingredient that has been used for so many years and also have medical scientific studies to back up the claims in terms of the benefits of ashwagandha. So this helps with stress management. It helps with anxiety. It helps with your mood. It also helps in terms of increasing sleep quality. And if you're someone that has issues with cortisol or your adrenals, ashwagandha is something that you need. It is said to have a positive impact as well on balancing hormones. It helps your mental capacity, memory function. It is immune boosting, and it could also help support healthy thyroid function as well. And the list goes on and on and on. I can tell you, for me, that once I'm taking this, I am so much calmer. I can handle everything that I'm dealing with, especially when a lot of things are coming at you at the same time. I can deal with it with a more level head. It helps my decision making as well. Of course, it is important if you're starting any supplement, you should discuss with your doctor. Supplements, herbs, all of that could have interactions with medications that you're probably already taking. So it is always a good idea to ask a question if you don't know. This bottle actually contains 90 capsules, and they do include the instructions in terms of how often you should take it. Now, each dose of the ashwagandha in here is around 500 milligrams, and 500 to 600 milligrams per day is actually recommended for most people, and most people actually start to see benefit of within a month of use based on medical studies. I usually find that one a day is perfectly fine for me. If I feel extra stressed, I may take one in the morning, one in the evening, but most times I just take one a day, and this lasts me quite a while. Next, I have a couple of skincare products, and I've been wanting to talk about this probably since my January favorites or something, but this is by Geek and Gorgeous, and this is their A-Game 0.1% retinal serum. Now, I have tried since the year started a couple things from Geek and Gorgeous. In fact, I started at the end of last year. So I've tried their vitamin C, I've tried one of their cleansers, I have tried the different retinal serums, and there's something else that I just can't remember right now. But in case you don't know, we want vitamin A in our skin to get to retinoic acid, which is where it's going to be active. Retinal, aka retinaldehyde, is one conversion step before retinoic acid, whereas retinol is 2 conversion steps before retinoic acid. Now, you just might realize, and if you've been following my posts on social media, Instagram, etc., that I have moved from retinol and I have been using retinaldehyde. I have been experimenting with retinaldehyde, I will say more than 1.5 years now. I have tried different brands, and my skin has really been doing well with it. I have mixed it up in between because I did try some retinol products in between and so on, but I have been going back to retinaldehyde, and I think I know why. Now, before I get into that, many of you may have heard that retinaldehyde converts 10 times faster than retinol to retinoic acid. So it is going to work faster in the skin. It is more potent than retinol. In general, we know the umbrella of retinoids will help to increase skin cell turnover. It will help to boost collagen production in your skin. In doing so, it will help with hyperpigmentation to fade dark spots. And overall, the skin will become firmer, more elastic. That renewal process is going to help your skin feel smoother over time as well. And all of these benefits I'm absolutely seeing since I actually started combining retinaldehyde and bakuchiol to support that process in my skincare routine. I am amazed at how much I love the texture of my skin. And that is not to say that I wasn't happy with what it was before, but I am seeing that there is an actual difference since I started doing retinaldehyde. I could probably do another video on retinaldehyde in general, but I just wanted to talk a little bit more about this particular product. So this is the strongest version that they have. This is the 0.1%. They also have a 0.05%, which I recommend you starting with if you do want to get into retinaldehyde. And as with any retinol product, whether it's the most gentle or the strongest, you always want to start off slowly so that your skin can adjust, so that you could monitor for irritation. Remember, with skin of color, we want to avoid irritation. Irritation leads to more hyperpigmentation, which we're absolutely trying to avoid. But one of the things that I love about this formula is not just the texture, because it does come out like a light yellow, very silky emulsion, and that yellow color is from the retinal. You will notice that retinaldehyde products in general will have that yellow tinge, but this also has some other ingredients in the formula like allantoin and panthenol, which are very skin soothing and adds hydrating properties to the product as well. Why am I talking about this in my favorites? It's because if you've been following me for a while, you guys would have known that I have reviewed the Medic 8 Crystal Retinal series. I have tried 2 different strengths in that one, and I love that product. And when I actually started to use this one from Geek and Gorgeous, I could have barely finished off my Medic 8. I have finished it by kind of rotating through it, but I realized that I was liking this product so much more, and this is a fraction of the price. Like the Medic 8 is in the $100 range in terms of the strength that I had. And this is like, what, 20% of the cost? But the thing that I wanted to mention to you and why I think I have been loving retinaldehyde as well, beside the fact that I'm enjoying the new texture and so on my skin, is because retinaldehyde actually also has antibacterial properties, something that has not been shown in retinol and retinoic acid. In fact, if you want, I could link the medical study in the description box below so you could go check it out yourself. But basically, and let me just read this for you, they actually tested 3 retinoids: retinol, retinaldehyde, and retinoic acid. And they found that of the 3 retinoids tested, only retinaldehyde showed a significant antibacterial activity. And one of the bacteria that it showed to have this impact on is the P. acne bacteria. And I think that's one of the reasons why my skin has been loving this as well, because you guys know that I'm oily, acne prone, and why my skin has gotten accustomed to retinol and retinoids in general. That has been such an amazing thing for my acne prone skin. That little extra, I think, is helping me so much. Anyway, let me move on from that. If you guys want a video on retinaldehyde, I can definitely do that for you. Let me know in the comments down below. That being said, I have another skincare item that I want to mention in this video that has become a real favorite for me, and it's also related to treating my acne, and it's the new CosDeBaha SS, their BHA 2% serum. Now, you might find this bottle looks very familiar because it looks very, very close to their 4% salicylic acid serum, and you might also be thinking, but wait a minute, doesn't CosDeBaha have another 2% product? And you're right, they do have a larger bottle called the BHA 2% salicylic liquid. Now, the difference between that one and this one that's in the serum is that one is best for people with more sensitive skin, people who are probably now starting salicylic acid, even people with drier skin types who need to get some salicylic acid in their skin without having the drying impact. That liquid actually has salicylic acid blended with betaine salicylate, which is a bit of a more gentle BHA blend, and also provides soothing impact on the skin. This one is 2% straight salicylic acid. It doesn't have any of the betaine salicylate, and their 4% is 4% straight salicylic acid. You guys will know that I have used the 4% salicylic acid as well, and my rotation between that and retinol is really what got my acne under control. But what has been happening is that I've been trying to gradually increase the amount of retinol nights that I do, and therefore my exfoliation nights are a little bit less, and that has kind of changed up how I'm doing my skincare routine a little bit. And this 2% has come in so nicely. So on the nights that I actually do my exfoliation, I definitely use this, but sometimes I also include this in the day, and a little bit goes a long way. So if I'm using this in the morning time, I'll take just a drop of this, probably a little bit less, rub it at the back of my hand, and take a little bit, pat it on my nose and this area where I tend to get build up, and anywhere else like my jawline and so on. I may not necessarily apply it all over my face, but the good thing about salicylic acid is that you don't really have to worry too much about photosensitivity, so you can use it AM or PM. So I'm able to increase my retinol nights, and I'm able to also get in that exfoliating action as well. So the last item is a makeup item, and I did tell you guys about one of these before because it has been a holy grail item for me, and that's the Heimish Dialism Smudge Stop Mascara. They actually now have a sister. So the original one has this kind of rose gold tube, and the new one has this, what do you call this? This type of black silver, dark silver type of color. So this original one, they actually call this their curling mascara, and this new one they call their volume mascara. Now, why am I talking about this in my favorites video is because I can absolutely use this one alone, but I have been combining these two, and it has been amazing. You guys already know that I love this Heimish tubing mascara formula, and if you haven't tried a tubing mascara, but you need your mascara to be long wearing through everything, but then you can't handle, like when you put on a waterproof mascara, you need to go and get all kind of thing to break that down at the end of the day. Sometimes you do your double cleansing, but the next morning you're still seeing some bits of mascara coming out on the bottom part of your under eyes and so on. This is going to come off completely with warm water without having to pull your lashes, rub too hard or anything like that. And that's how tubing mascaras work. When you put them on, they form a film, so they're going to stay on your lashes all day through everything. But when it's time to come off, it's going to be a cinch to come off. Once you just start to put the warm water and rub your lashes, it's going to come out in actual tubes and just completely rinse away. Now, the thing about these mascaras is that I like when I get them to open them up and let them dry out for a couple of days, and then it's at the perfect consistency. So that's actually the mascara that I have on today. So I will usually put on the curling one first, and I love the shape of this brush. So it allows me to grip the bottom of my lashes, really get it at the base, bring it up. Then I actually turn it over the other way and use that to kind of fan out my lashes. And now that I have the volume one, I apply the second and I give my lashes a real good coat. Now you can see that this brush is different in terms of the shape and so on. So this one really is going to be focusing on giving you that volume. In terms of my lower lashes, I tend to prefer the original just because the brush tip is a little bit smaller, so it's easier for me to control. I have very, very small eyes. For those of you who love to layer mascaras and you're also really interested in trying a tube-in mascara that is not going to break the bank, because trust me, there are some brands that have been coming out with this kind of technology and the mascaras are pretty pricey. These are way more affordable, like half the price or less, and I highly recommend them. I have been trying a lot of mascaras. There are a lot of good drugstore mascaras out there, but I constantly keep going back to my Heimish. And as usual, there are a lot more things that I could tell you guys about, but I have been talking way too long. I think I'm going to stop here for now. I'd love to hear what were your favorites this month. Have you tried any of these things? Do any of them pique your interest? I would also love to know. I'll see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye.